in comedy, there's something called the straight absurd dynamic. And and what that means is that there's usually somebody playing like the voice or the perspective of the audience watching, right? So that you can then, like on The Office.
I get it, yeah.
Right? It's Dwight is the absurd dynamic, Jim is the straight version, right? Like the grounded version. Bill, you have been such a grounded guest that we look even more absurd than we normally do.
We're not absurd. You're making us look that way.
Yeah. No. I was not gaslighting him. I was just making a point that it makes us pop even more.
I feel hardly grounded. I don't know.
Hardly.
No, but I just love the way you're like, no. The BeatiDudes! Yes. Happy Friday, BeatiDudes Nation. Welcome back to the BeatiDudes, a podcast for Christian men seeking to grow in holiness by learning from and with each other, encouraging each other, laughing along the way. My name is Paul Kolker, and I am joined, as always, by my co-hosts Nicholas Bezner.
Hey, that's me.
And Jeffrey Schiefelbein.
So happy to be here.
Yes, and we're back for a fun bonus edition of this episode with none other than Bill Phillips. We'll throw him in here in just a sec. But we learned a lot about him on the previous episode. We learned really about his whole kind of vocation and journey through Mount St. Mary's, all kinds of good stuff. So if you missed that episode, go back, check it out. You don't want to miss that. It also went off the rails about 3 or 4 times.
Did it?
In the best possible way.
Yeah.
We'll let the audience be the judge of that.
Yes. So, and you know, go back to that one and comment on who you think should have maybe won that game. That would be great.
We do give a warning at the end of the episode. So.
Yes, there's also that. No, but we've got Bill Phillips back. Welcome back, Bill.
Thanks.
And
good to have you.
The real question everybody's asking is, will you get your fill of Bill on this episode? Will
I?
Will Phil Bill? Will they get their fill
Is
of
your
Bill?
first name William?
It is.
Will y'all get your fill of Bill on this?
I sure hope so. I hope so.
Also, you said you met your wife in Pennsylvania, correct?
Maryland.
In Maryland at school.
I actually picked up on that. It was named Smithville.
Correct.
Okay, but you live in Pennsylvania now.
I do.
Yes. Okay, and I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. So when you guys go out for dates, do you split the bill?
If we're on the Mason-Dixon,
Ooh.
like,
I just didn't know if you
standing across the border.
I didn't know if you went Dutch. Is what I was.
Because we're in the Dutch Wonderland kind of zone.
Yeah, that was it. But thanks for making me feel stupid for even asking. Anyway,
You never know. You never know if it's going to land.
wow.
We all take a lot of swings. Paul rarely whiffs.
No, but I just love that he stared me down.
What should I have done?
Slowly
You
asked.
done well.
He said split the bill, Bill. Come on.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. We're excited to have you
So
back.
excited.
If this is your first episode, stop. Go play on another one.
Yeah.
Correct.
Seriously. No, but we want to get to know more about your company because we kind of teased it on the last one.
Well, we did a collab with them.
We did. Yes. In
Some
fact.
call it a collab.
Yep.
Collab, yeah.
Yep,
But we
yep.
worked together, gosh, probably a year ago now, right? Does that sound right?
Sometime last year.
Sometime
fall?
in the fall.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
it was the fall.
Yeah. 6 months.
Okay.
6-8 months
What
ago.
project was that for you?
It was Firebreaker.
Ours was to be BeatiDudes
Yeah. Which is
project.
really good
Thanks.
collab. Yeah.
We gave away
Tell us more.
Some of your stuff, but tell us what Firebreaker is and how you've made all these transitions. This is awesome.
Okay. Well, start where it all began in Gettysburg. Just keep going back to it. But no, we just moved our company from Maryland to Pennsylvania about a year ago in February. So just about a year to the day. Got a lot more space, a lot more land, a lot of new opportunities for us to be able to expand what we've been building. So we've had this studio for 13 years now. And in the last year, we've been growing it more into some independent production as well. And one of those things being Firebreaker, which is a audio drama that is a retelling of St. George and the Dragon. And it's got some really good talent in it. It's got some really good music in it. And it's been getting a lot of great reviews as well as we've been developing it.
Talk about the talent in there. It's no joke who you got to play that.
Yeah, so we have David Henry playing...
What a wizard.
Yeah, of Waverly Place. He's playing George, and then we have Elizabeth Tabish playing the Princess
You know
Aya.
who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's from the Chosen.
Yeah.
Chosen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we also got a really good soundtrack for it too. So we actually commissioned a original score from Kevin Casca. He is one of the composers who works with John Williams and works with Hans Zimmer to help them with their music. And he composed an original score. We had it performed overseas by the Grand Budapest Orchestra, full orchestra.
What?
Performed it live, and then we captured that and put it into the podcast.
Dude.
So yeah, it sounds really good.
So where can people listen to this if they want to, if they're enticed right now and want to go check it out?
After the show's done.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on, I believe it's on Amazon as well. It's available free everywhere. And then
You built out a whole
That
comic
sounded
book to go with it.
expensive.
Yeah, that
Like-
sounds expensive.
it was expensive to make.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you're giving it away for free.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting.
How does that work?
Does not equal profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I said yeah.
Yep. Well, we've got some exciting things ahead for it too. We're going to be building out the property more, and really, this being our first independent production, moving into it, we just wanted to build an audience and kind of make that transition from being an agency to also being a production company.
It's a
as
big
well.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Tell me, why did you build out the comic book? There was a comic book that accompanied this.
Yeah, so we did a comic book as a promotional piece for it, for Firebreaker, and ultimately we would like Firebreaker to be an animated series.
Cool.
And so we
yeah.
did a lot of visual development on it, and we did a lot creating the characters and the spaces that they live in and the different cities and all of the different factions involved. And so there's a lot of world building and everything else that's kind of behind it.
It's exciting.
And then the comic was kind of just a way for us to share a little bit of that development with people and give them something that their kids could enjoy.
There's like a trailer too that had a cartoon trailer to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a cinematic launch trailer for it. That
Nice.
is another thing that would be kind of like to show a little bit more about the vision of it.
Yeah.
And you cartooned us.
You cartooned the BeatiDudes.
Yeah, I did.
And you nailed it.
Yeah, Jeff was just
Jeff
casually
doing
strolling.
nothing.
Yeah.
These two guys were in total action fight mode. We were supposed to be like warring BeatiDudes against other people. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
Of course.
And as they're both like ready to shoot a bow and arrow, all this stuff, I'm walking in with a sword over my shoulder and my shirt undone.
Yeah.
Looked like I was going on a yacht.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
A medieval yacht.
Medieval warship.
Yeah, with my little man Carl. Yeah. My little puppy I brought with me. But so that was a pretty special. My daughters loved Firebreaker, so I hope you keep going with this. And I got to do something for you real quick. We have a voice talent in this room. Do you think it's Nick or Jeff?
Is it me or was it the guy that you were complimenting for his voice before the show?
Paul, warm up for a second. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is a rapid fire. I'm going to give 6 different characters. Paul's going to, when I give them to you, he's going to be telling you about really the gospel stories of Jesus Christ because he knows these very well. But I just want you to hear the voice talent that's coming. First, he's going to do some sort of a furry animal, and then he's going to transition from that into an old man, and then I'll tell him the next one.
Okay.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came to be through him, and without him, nothing came to be.
Transition.
What came to be through him was life. In this life was the light of the human race. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.
Now a teenage girl.
A man named John was sent from God. He came for testimony, like to testify to the light, but he was not the light. He came to testify to the light, but the true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming.
Now the little Schmiegel guy from the Lord of the Rings.
He was in the world, and the world came to be through him, but he was not accepted by his
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
His own. That's right. They did not accept him, but to those who did accept him, he gave power to become children of God.
Now a British detective hyped up on caffeine.
These are getting more difficult.
Last one.
Whether born, the grace came through the Lord, and Moses, the law came through Moses, and grace came through the Lord, and it became children of God.
And scene.
That's really good. And that's perfect because those are all the characters in season 2.
Oh, amazing.
Firebreaker.
What did you need?
So good.
Your knowledge. Your knowledge.
Yeah. Hey, do you like how...
So are you going to hire 6 different people or just Paul?
Just one. Yeah, that's all we need.
In the impromptu game, to show that we weren't playing anything, I never looked away from Bill's eyes. It was actually the creepiest move I've done on the podcast. I wouldn't look at Paul. I would just name things, and Paul just kept going and going, and you crushed it. Can I just say, great job?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That last part where I threw in the caffeine, that wasn't easy.
Yeah.
This is really good.
And plus I was forgetting what the end of the first chapter of John's Gospel was at the same time. So
Yeah, let me tell you something. Everybody else knew it at that point. And that was your bad.
No. So what's crazy? Quick throwback. A teacher that I had, Mr. Clark, back in freshman year of high school, made us. Well, he didn't make us, but he incentivized us. He said he'd give us a bunch of bonus points or whatever if we memorized for our theology class the first chapter of John's Gospel.
That's a great one.
Wow.
Never forgotten it. Yeah, I mean, except for pieces of it, but
Except for when you're being 6 different people.
Well, yeah, right. That's the hard part.
I'm his agent. I get exactly $0 commission.
Okay.
And I'm good at it.
Plus or minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else are you working on right now? Coronation, the new Coronation.
The new
Yeah.
Whatever. It
I
was
mean, I love this vision for like a TV series or cartoon series, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that's exciting around Firebreaker. We've also developed, it's been really our vision from the beginning to produce feature films as well.
Wow.
And so
Animated
and live action.
And live action.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So kind of breathing with both lungs of the company, if you will.
Good JP2 reference there.
Yeah.
Love it.
So it's kind of been a long period of building, and now we're starting to have the opportunity to actually do something with it. I mean, we've been creating a team to be able to do all of this. We've been purchasing all the equipment, and now we have the space and all of the ingredients for being able to do this kind of work is all now here.
So
You
like
do
you,
it. Good.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So like you have like studio space if you're doing live action stuff, as well as places for the animators and their stations and all of that.
Yeah, I mean this is a big part of our move to Gettysburg. Was we were in like a 2,700 square foot space that was like an old medical building, and we had no land at all. Like we just had some parking spaces, and we filled up their lot, and we had people in hallways and things. We were just kind of
Making do.
Bursting at the seams.
Yeah, and now we've got 12 acres of land, and we've got a separate studio that's a 12,000 square foot studio.
Whoa.
Amazing.
And then we've got 7,000 square feet of office space.
How does that compare to this studio?
We have a
perfect question.
we also were able to do, our podcast room too, which is similar size to this.
Oh, see,
We're respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're poised for growth.
We just need 12 more acres.
Yeah.
Give or take.
And 30,000 square feet. We're so close.
We're closer. If you have success with Firebreaker and you go back to the Collab, do you think there's a chance that you're going to build out the rest of the BeatiDudes at War?
Absolutely. Yeah. That would be cool. I mean, you guys are great in championing it and putting us on all of your episodes.
Well, and you know that
went
show,
above and beyond.
Oh, we did. We got into Sacrifice and Courage. Do you remember that? I'm just picturing like the next evolution of like the hero films, because we have 300 and Sparta, like all this like men battling against evil. What if there was one just called 3 and it was just the BeatiDudes going to war against entire factions?
What would the factions be?
I don't know, because I'm just sitting there with a sword watching Nick and Paul. I mean, you got to figure out the rest.
It's like whoever mistreated Carl is a starting point.
I'm just up there. What did you say about my dog? You got to go back to the other episode if you
Yeah.
want to hear about what happened with Carl. It's very, very tough.
Yeah.
It's so tough. It's
Sad.
rough.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're the creative. All we are the warriors.
I wanted to give you a chance to speak into it.
Well, I know the other factions.
Yeah.
Chasing Foxes and the Captain Crunch team. And I'm just kidding.
All the other Catholic podcasts.
Nice. This is actually pretty cool.
I know. I actually love these guys, and I would love to go to battle against you in a
Cartoon battle.
shirtless.
Nope.
Jeff.
Nope.
We'll proceed to make their characters.
Dial that one
we'll
back.
design their characters and at least make you formidable.
I can draw their characters for you.
As proven.
Can we do some sort of like 2-dimensional game where we fight each other, right? Like side-scrolling,
like a Street Fighter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat style.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for just like an app for your iPhone or something, something low res.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not our game, but I mean, that's it sounds cool.
How about a film about that app?
We could absolutely do a
Okay.
film about that app.
I knew we could get there.
Yeah.
Okay, any other big projects coming up that you're super pumped about? Seriously.
Yes. So there's a lot that's in development that I can't talk about.
It's great podcast material.
Yep. Very exciting stuff.
Sounds amazing. Cannot wait for that.
Yeah. But then I can talk about we are doing a feature film with EWTN that we are moving into production on
Let's go.
in August.
Sweetness.
August,
Nice.
September. So
That's exciting.
yeah.
That's huge.
Yep. And that should be coming out probably first half of 2026.
So we just got to look online for feature film.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
Feature
Is there a
film.
subject generally?
I don't know if I can
Yeah.
mention
Sure.
it
Wait,
fully.
Sure.
is the subject, place, or concept on Earth?
Yes.
Okay, we got one detail. We
Yeah.
can
Oh,
work with
good.
there.
I can't. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to read his
Yeah,
mind?
well, I was trying to think of a way to ask a probing question, but I'm not going to get there.
Yeah, we're
I
good.
spent it all on the gospel.
You were
reenactment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a big
That-
expense there, and it was
Thank
worth
you.
it because the rest of us got to cash in the amazement.
Oh, thanks.
That's right.
Bookmarked podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you've never listened to Paul read children's books, that sounded weird.
Some people have.
Yeah.
Some of these people have.
There are so many people in our lives, us included, that
I've
looked at
heard
Paul like in this like celebrity status because our kids listen to him read children's books with different voices. He never does Smeagol on there that I've ever heard.
No.
He hasn't read Lord of the Rings yet, though.
Well, and that one's scary for kids.
That would be incredible.
That would be fun. I
You
might-
read all of Lord of the Rings as a kid's
that'd be
podcast.
A lot of work.
Yep. No, but what's the most popular podcast bookmarked that you've ever done? What's the book that went through the roof?
If it's just based on my kids, it'd be Pinkerific.
No, Pinkaholic.
No.
That's not a children's.
Pinkalicious. that's it.
Pinkalicious.
Yeah.
Delicious Puptastic.
Pinkalicious is a book series that my daughters love.
Yeah.
And that.
He's naming one of them.
Oh.
Pinkalicious Puptastic.
Oh.
It's
right.
about Carl.
Right?
We
that one of them?
we
There- that
read
is
the
one
Pink
of them.
Parakeet
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Okay.
Pink Parakeet.
Yeah.
Yes. I just read like the basic book. I just cycled a bunch of
Yeah.
different ones in.
Yeah.
It's just-
Stratanonia. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, Stregonona.
Striganonia.
Stratanonia.
Again, directionally accurate.
The dinosaur who pooped a planet is
Yeah.
probably up there.
He shouted out the Schiefelbein kids at the beginning of Striganonia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was fun.
That was awesome. But
Anyways.
he's going to start knocking out, listen,
Subscribe.
because he's going to start knocking out new episodes right here at the tiny table.
That's it.
And we'll see you on the moon, which is a totally different feature film that we're doing. So,
The Earth and the Moon.
Bill doesn't know what
Nope.
to do with us at this
Nope.
point.
I mean, it's good.
The Moon one doesn't sound as exciting as the Earth one.
Bill literally sent me a picture from a hotel room once of him wearing a BeatiDudes shirt with my face on the back, but somehow his hands are touching the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's like an upshot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like he's hanging from the ceiling. I'm like, what am I looking
Just
at?
gravity
here?
is strange, you know?
Yeah, so
Don't be constrained by it, you know.
What's the title of this EWTN movie? I thought I just
Just trying to sneak it in there.
got him nice and loose.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
NDA
yeah.
is what it's called.
Ooh,
that makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
All right, Bill. This is where we bid you adieu.
All right.
Yeah. Case of good.
How do they say adieu in Gettysburg?
Oh,
Bye.
Would you say bye, or would you say like see you later?
How
I don't know.
Yins have a good one.
Ian's?
All right, see you later,
Never
Bill.
said that.
See you later, Bill. All right, and
see
you're
ya.
gonna go.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
This is a true story. You know, people, especially young men, high school, right after high school, will stand in a circle acting like they're saying bye for like 20 minutes.
Why
You know-
is that a thing?
What just happens? You know this happens. Like you're just kind of sitting there in the park. Like what? You got nothing else to do. Where are you going to go? You're just in high school. So
You're
like,
just saying bye and
well,
not
you're like
leaving?
kind of like it's the night's over, but nobody's leaving. So you're in like the
Oh,
parting
yeah,
circle.
yeah,
I'm not making
yeah.
this up. Okay,
Sure.
the parting circle is real.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
I think stuff like that's stupid. And so, I one time, kids, don't do this. Your dad has made mistakes in his life. Okay, this one's funny, but it was a mistake. I didn't know what to do, and the parting circle was getting really old. So I just kicked somebody in the shins, and he's like, "Oh my goodness!" And I was like, "We got to end this somehow." So,
No.
So who's getting kicked?
well, luckily there's a lot of bars between me and you, so I ain't gonna try.
It's gonna be me.
It is gonna be you.
It's gonna be me.
I'm gonna
Nice.
Billy horse you.
I don't know what that means.
It's like a Charlie
Wait.
horse, but Bill's here.
Okay, wait, real quick. I do have to just say that in comedy, there's something called the straight absurd dynamic, and what that means is that there's usually somebody playing like the voice or the perspective of the audience watching, right? So that you can then, like on The Office,
I get it. Yeah.
right? It's Dwight is the absurd dynamic, Jim is the straight
Yeah.
version, right? Like
Yeah.
the grounded version. Bill, you have been such a grounded guest that we look even more absurd than we normally do.
We're not absurd. You're making us look that way.
Yeah. no. I was not gaslighting him. I was just making a point that it makes us pop even more.
I feel hardly grounded. I don't know.
Hardly.
No, but I just love the way you're like, no.
That could be a series. Hardly grounded. That's it.
Yeah.
Coming out on EWTN.
Is it?
That's the one that's about the moon.
That's good.
Thank you.
All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you again on the BeatiDudes. Check out coronationmedia.com, the bookmarkpodcast.com, the BeatiDudes.com,
Firebreaker series.
Firebreakerseries.com,
CoronationMedia.com.
WyomingCatholicCollege.website.
Lucid Private Offices.
With an S.coms. And just do all those things. Like, subscribe, punch 5 stars. We're happy to have you here. Bill, this is your last chance to say something amazing.
Go for it.
Uh,
All right. We will see you.
just I open up my mouth. It just shuts it off.
That would be great. We should close the episode right there.
Golly, I hope this show will never die.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @ so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @the_BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.